Imagine dropping thousands of dollars on a brand new, top-tier camera, spending months mastering its intricate menus, taking it out into the field, and then slowly realizing that the default settings are quietly compromising your images. Imagine realizing that your multi-thousand-dollar investment is actively throwing away shadow detail, muddying up the highlights, and choking the true dynamic range of one of the most powerful sensors ever designed. That is the frustrating, hidden reality facing countless photographers who step into the elite world of high-resolution imaging. They buy a premium tool, but they treat it like a basic point-and-shoot, completely unaware that the real power of the machine is locked behind deep, unmapped menus that the manufacturer expects you to find on your own. The Nikon Z7 III is not just another minor iterative update in a crowded mirrorless market. It is an aggressive, uncompromising statement of what high-fidelity photography is supposed to be. It is a highly specialized, intensely engineered beast built specifically for the purists, the landscape photographers who print their work as large as billboards, the fine art portraitists who demand to see every single microscopic skin texture, and the commercial creators whose entire livelihoods depend on flawless tonal gradations. Yet, the vast majority of people who look at this camera miss the bigger picture. They get blinded by the massive megapixel count or caught up in online specification wars, completely failing to understand the radical architecture shifts happening underneath that weather-sealed body. In this video, we are going to strip away the marketing scripts and the shallow review fluff to uncover the absolute raw truth of this machine. We will dive deep into its hidden image processing pipelines, expose the exact internal configuration mistakes that are ruining your files right now, break down how its artificial intelligence subject tracking actually maps the physical world, and answer the ultimate question. Does this high-resolution king genuinely justify its premium footprint, or are you better off sticking to a lower-resolution body? If you think you already know what a high-megapixel mirrorless camera is capable of, prepare to have your entire workflow completely disrupted. Let's start with the absolute foundation of this camera's power, and the massive psychological trick that catches almost every photographer completely off guard. The core identity of the Nikon Z7 III lives and breathes through its high-density, back-illuminated sensor. When you have an imaging canvas pushing past 60 megapixels without a low-pass filter, you aren't just taking photos anymore, you are capturing raw data matrices. Every single time you press that shutter button, the camera is mapping millions of individual light values across a full-frame surface with clinical mathematical precision. But this extreme resolution is a double-edged sword that introduces a brutal psychological trap. On a standard 24-megapixel camera, minor technique flaws are completely invisible. A tiny bit of hand tremor, a micro-misalignment of focus, or the faintest vibration from a heavy footstep gets easily swallowed up by the larger pixel size. On the Z7 III, those tiny errors are magnified under a microscopic lens. The pixel density is so tightly packed that even the slightest movement during exposure will violently tear through the pixels, transforming what should have been a razor-sharp file into a soft, blurry disappointment. If you shoot with this camera using the exact same sloppy habits you developed on older, low-resolution bodies, your images will actually look worse. This machine demands absolute perfection from your technique. It forces you to understand the physics of your stability, the exact